Well, it looks like they hung up. It's one of them telemarketers. I might turn the camera back on. I will give them shit. Even the poor woman looking for breast cancer support. She just took too long to get to her frickin' point. It's like everyone else. It's like, I hear a lot of words, but I have no content whatsoever. Blah, 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 breast cancer. Oh, that's what this is about. You need to get to the quick with me. I was watching some TV show and some chick said, get to the point and flush the rest, because it's all shit. Which is what I would like to do with these videos, but, you know, can't edit anymore. Or at least not without great effort. I tried downloading some free thing and it was too complicated. I just don't have the patience to learn a whole lot. Not when it gets to that nitty-gritty detail that now I'm going to have to embed into my brain. You know, I still remember that a mace does 2 to 8 damage in Dungeons and Dragons. I have too much shit crammed in my head. That's useless information. People are full of that. Ugh, full of shit. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit of nasal something. Not quite drainage. Not quite free-floating snot yet. Almost worked out a sneeze. Okay. Coffee's lost most of its warmth, but I only got like 2 sips left. Two gulps. So let's see if I can say anything significant on my way to getting a cup of coffee. So, with my little freedom rants that I put in my journal all the time, you are free if you are willing to take responsibility for your action. If you are not free, you are not responsible for your actions. Which is why so many people want to believe that there is no free will, because they don't want responsibility. I'm like, no, that's not freedom, that's irresponsible. Probably a little too much sugar. So, how do I become responsible for surviving a brain tumor? The words aren't right for that. But it's kind of like that. It's a responsibility to deal with this shit. And it should be a responsibility that the fucking healthcare system should take care of. And that is not what has been happening. We depend on government and religion, even money, to solve our problems. And those are all parts of mind control, which I've covered. This shoulder, I might have done something to it to help. Because it hurts, but in a good way. You know, like I might have, oh, yeah. I might have released something. Yeah, it's still not right. I've got my palms, my bad arm is below my right hand, but they're in the middle of my back, which is quite the improvement. Okay, if I twist, the thing about this adhesive encapsulation, your muscles just kind of giving up. You have to wake its ass back up. And it fucking hurts. And if you do it wrong, you can do permanent damage. So you gotta be careful. If you can figure out how to massage it right, that works best. How about there? I think adjusting the legs is easier than adjusting the camera. Still got John in the background, that's good. I'm not going to watch my video and comment on them. It's not that kind of video, I don't think. At least not for me to comment on. I would like feedback on the radical ideas. The freedom, the science, the dealing with the pain. I think at the point where I lost power that day, I got lots of power now, I was going over some things, or it might have been a different time where I shut off the computer or the camera. So what I want to do in Denmark is obviously the physics stuff. Again, inappropriate. Personally, I should probably have some snot rags. There's one. Snot rags. So the physics covers the astronomy, the dark energy. It might cover some of the dark matter, which is different, but probably has the same perception problem of time. I wanted to get together with some cannabis shops, and I need to do that locally here first. And just say, hey, look, the powder is right for me, and let's see if it's right for everyone else. I imagine that's where all the edibles come from, is that they're extracting shit from the leaf. They're probably not wasting the bud for the edibles. But if they are, the bud isn't helping me. I'm pretty sure that if I had used some kind of extraction process, I could probably use the bud. But that is so much fucking effort. I did a video on my oil. I didn't upload it. It's fucking scary to make. First, you gotta have high proof alcohol. I was using Everclear 151. And just pour that in with the cannabis and let it sit for a while until it turns dark green. Then you pour out the liquid and do it again, because that gets about 2/3 of the medicine. And each time you do it, you gotta boil it down. So you get the first batch of dark green Everclear. You slowly, carefully boil that down. In the meanwhile, you're soaking for the rest of the 30%, the other 30%, and while you're steaming down your first batch, the 70%, you end up pouring in the 30%. So that's more waiting. More danger because you have alcohol fumes coming off. You don't want sparks or flames anywhere near it. And while the end result is safe for me to consume, it's not safe for me to make. Especially being on cannabis, especially having brain damage, especially having no sleep, the sleep deprivation. So it's not a good route for me. I don't know what everyone else is extracting their shit with. I definitely don't want the butane products. Butane has side effects similar to pot, but for me are noticeably different because I'm just fucking hypersensitive to everything. So this will be exactly how long it takes for me to get affected by my muffin. I think mostly what's affected me right now is the hot fluid from the coffee. Well, sometimes the allergy phlegm shaken loose is part of the muffin. Again, I mentioned that with the vitamin C. It's happened with hot soup. If it's got the right amount of fats and greases in it. I mean, all food does. I mean, all food has that, just need it in the right amounts. It's probably not true that all foods have it. I don't think coffee has that. But I'll bet I'm wrong. So if I'm wrong about this physics, both the astronomy and the quantum physics, I haven't gotten to my other point yet. I was gonna do the physics, the cannabis, and help out with other heroes. I don't know if this is useful to them. I don't know if it's useful to me. Julie's my first test subject. And I doubt she's gonna watch all of these, because they're too fucking long. She's on a fucking phone, and she has other things. But I bet she would like it, even if it's just hanging out with her buddy. My buddy and me. Alright, now I have to play the commercial. I've got this story on camera. I've sent it to the heroes. The first time I met her, first time I met you, Julie, we were playing games online. And, let's see, I think it's in my favorites on my YouTube page. So we're playing this shitty game and we run across each other, and she's like, "Hey, want to join my group?" I'm like, "Well, you're alone, I don't care, you know. I'm not a group player. Just not." Where are my favorites? Show more. Well, there's no favorites? I thought I had those down somewhere. Yeah, I don't know how to... Oh, I'm not signed in. That would help. Probably feeling some of the muffin now. Customize channel. Maybe liked videos? Yeah, there we go. Do I add my subscriptions too? There we go. Alright, that's the way I want it set up. I don't know if I need to save it or not. Denmark eller Booster. So Denmark eller Booster means Denmark or bust. But just like in English, bust can mean breast. So I could be saying Denmark or breasts. That'll work. that might keep me from going to Denmark for a day. My buddy. I don't remember all these lyrics. Just my buddy and me. Vintage 80s toys commercials. And this is the one with both the boy and the girl. My buddy and kid sister or something stupid. This one's a Batman commercial. I don't care about that crap. So, in dealing with the pain shit, is this worth it? I think so. I mean, how do you do it? No, it doesn't look even. That's too much. There. Now it's even with the edge of my TV, which I assume is level. You don't really want to hear all the sad stories, but if you need to, then listen. If they need to tell them, then I need to listen. I'm just going to ask for a good story in return. And I've got a few the kids would like. They don't have to be kids to like them. Both my high school buddy and my new Danish friend are both familiar with the Orange Racetrack. The Danish version apparently was yellow, not orange. My high school buddy, he did that too. And the story ends, I let go. So the story about me and my buddy meeting each other, Ms. Buddy was her character name. And apparently some dude decided to make a character name himself Mr. Buddy and try to, I don't know, that was kind of strange. It's funny how how the clean guy got ignored, but me, who was pushing her away at first, ended up being the close friend. But she ended up meeting, connecting with someone else in her guild or whatever it is in the game. So the three of us are running around, and she goes on her rant. I know I have this video somewhere. I might link it, but I enjoy telling it. So she goes on this mile-long rant about all the horrible things that she's experienced and the children she's lost. That's one that trigger the blepharitis. I did not have the courage to try for kids. Never really wanted them, so I guess the cannabis is looking to get the blepharitis out now. I never wanted kids. I just didn't have good role models for parents, family. Even my brother was a piece of shit. The cats were cool. The dog's okay. So she's telling her story, and I haven't heard any of it before, but I'm familiar with it. Just the pain and the surgeries and the loss. That's another philosophical downer. The only thing that lasts forever that I know of is loss. Just, you have to move on somehow. And that's Wanda's most important. Keep moving forward. So she winds up finishing her gory details. She wasn't done, but she was taking a break. Because there's always more. I know that. So, I pipe in, I'm like, hey, not to start a pissing contest, but I'm a brain tumor survivor. And we hit it off well ever since then. She's like, wow, that's fucked. And I'm like, yeah, you're pretty fucked up too. And eventually I just decided, I know that there have to be people out there that are more fucked up than I am. And here I am meeting one. So she's my hero. And when I brought that up, she's like, no, you're mine. I'm like, well, we can both be each other's hero. That works. It was fun fucking around on this stupid game. Swordtail. That's another video. It might be part of the one where I do the storyline of how we met. I'm sorry, the temperature of this coffee is more important than me finishing this story right now. Anyone watching? watching can fast forward a few seconds, but you don't know when I'm going to finish a story, so there. So I'm the basic fighter type, the one I always pick, the one that's always hardest to fucking play. I don't know why, it should be simple. All the other tabletop games, they're simple. In the online games, they made them really complicated. So I ended up hating that game, but it was fun bitching about it to her. She wasn't necessarily a gamer, but she was learning the ropes and having fun. It was fun fighting together like a superhero team. It's like, oh, what quest you on now? Oh yeah, I got that one too. Let me go prep for it, or go buy some potions or whatever, and we go take them out. Then we try to get in people with her guild and go take out the big things that you can't take out by yourself. By design. So I'm flying around on this glowing sword. She goes, wow, nice sword. So I'm like, well, I can't let a compliment go unrequited. How about that? That's the right word. So I go, nice tail, because she's some kind of fox girl. The same race, the men can turn into tigers, maybe panda bears, I don't know. But she's running around with this fluffy foxtail, and so I go, nice tail. In the same sense, I go, is it prehensile? And she thought it was funny, but she wasn't sure what that meant. So when I explained it to her, she thought it was really funny. For those of you who haven't found a good use for the internet, prehensile means you could grab things with it. Pick things up, handle things. And so that can be a dirty joke. But only if you have the mind for it. She had the mind for it. Because she's looking for humor and good wherever she can find it, just like I am. So she and I are twins. My fucking coffee cup, Tom. Meaning twin. Tom the twin. Do others have any clue that there are two sides of the real you? This is how hard it is for me to read now. I also got the light shining that makes it hurt. Two sides to the real you. Your dual personality helps you succeed. I guess some of the gas is balancing out, stabilizing. When one side fails, the other can take the lead. You adapt easily. You are quite versatile, for your twin nature helps you make each day worthwhile. Yeah, burps are fun because they release pressure, so it's relieving and it's gross. It's like a fart, but not as rude. It's relaxing. We'll save that joke for the crowds. Being able to laugh is important. Toothless, sleepless, brain tumor survivor. Not constant, but definitely chronic pain. Um, just trying to get by. How do I do that without actually being able to work? Well, I could be in government. I don't like that. Um, the 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 teachers at the university, they probably got it made, because all they're doing is covering what they know best. They don't need to learn anything else. They just need to know what they're teaching and be able to deal with it when they pass it on. Granted, they have to come up with tests and grade them, but in college you get interns, subs, whatever. You don't have to do any of that. And frankly, with my inability to read easily or see easily, hardly focus on anything. If I realize I'm focusing on something, my eyes start to hurt. Like right now, I'm focusing on my face on the camera screen. Now it's the white bag that I believe has the last combat roach shit that I pass out to my neighbors. Alright, where am I going with this? She and I are twins. Right after my first colonoscopy, I was telling her, yeah, I'm sick of them stuffing cameras up my ass. Like, yeah, I just had colonoscopy myself, so we're twinning again. And just little stupid shit like that. She's fascinated or enjoys, I don't know what the right word is, but she reports on Facebook whenever she can, when she notices the clock digits are all the same. Hey, look at that. Just a coincidental thing. It doesn't mean anything. Okay? It's finding joy in a coincidence. Because fortunately, those coincidences, coincidentally, happen often. We don't see them, and they're completely insignificant. But to a child mind, it's fun. And she and I still have our child minds. You know, we still have our ideals. We haven't lost those yet. Boy, I hope she watches all these. So I dedicated my birthday to Julie. I might be dedicating this whole year to her. Maybe the rest of my life. We'll see. She said she knows someone who delivers things to California from where she's at. Didn't say where in California. Sacramento's pretty much the middle. So, if they're going from Ontario, Canada to California, even if it's the far corner, they would probably go the extra day of travel. And it might not be a full day, but you wouldn't want to be doing anything else. So that would take up most of the day. The hug. I'm going to hug her so good. That helps get the blepharitis going sometimes. Thinking about our hug. Boy, would I like you to meet this other gal that really knows how to give a hug. She would honor the request that she hug you the way she hugs me. I'm sure she would. She's probably 75 now. Maybe 76. I don't know how long it's been since I've talked to her. But I remember the first day I met her. The first day I met Julie. This woman had just this look on her face when she walked into the room. And it was like she just heard something that made life worth living. I'm like, oh, I need to get to know this person. Not knowing her name, anything about her, just the smile on her face. And it doesn't matter that she's, 28 years older than me or whatever. I find her an amazing person. And we should all be lucky to just know someone like that, much less be someone like that. That's heroic. To make it that far and still be able to go, oh yeah, that was a good day. A lot of fast thoughts, just let them go by because it's probably more detail than I need to get into. And the speed of the thought is a little bit like the dreaming process or the sleeping process. It goes by a lot quicker than you think. My neighbor comes over and watches Star Trek with me every now and then. So I've given him permission to call once every 24-hour period. And he can ask if he feels that he might, see me before that. It's just a courtesy that I'm asking for. I don't want to call every 3 hours, can we watch Star Trek? It's like, no, I'm having a day, so just give me 24 hours between calls. He can abide by that. So he calls and I hear it ring. My version, my perception, is I hear the phone ring, I perk up with my eyes closed, I don't hear anything, so I stop paying attention, go back to sleep, or whatever I call it. Go back to having my eyes closed and keeping my breathing going, which I seem to forget every now and then. Maybe I should watch my videos so I can watch my breathing. See how often I'm actually breathing. If I'm not inhaling frequently, without consciously activating my inhale process, whatever, if I have to force it to breathe every time, I need to be awake. It really sucks. Okay. Where was I? Talking about the neighbor. I hear the phone ring. I perk up. I listen. I don't hear anything. I go back to my version of sleep. So I'm blanking out again. And then I hear the phone ring again. I'm like, fuck. Is he calling twice? And I only think it's him. Happen to be right. It's that time of day, and I just happen to need some sleep. So I listen in again with my eyes closed. I don't hear anything. I'm like, fuck. So I begin to ignore the world again. Then I hear it ring a third time. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I'm like, okay, this, he better leave a message this time. Rings again. I hear it ring again, and it picks up. And yeah, it's him. Well, I only heard 2 rings. I actually heard 4 rings. Just that time flew by between the first 3. Yeah. Twice between the first one and the second one, and the second one and the third one. The third and fourth one sounded like normal phone rings. So I get up and I'm just, all right, from now on, if you're going to call, leave a message, don't call back a few minutes later. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, don't worry, just come over, because I know he wants to watch Star Trek. So I had to explain all this to him, He's like, no, man, that's not what happened. I called you once, and you called me back shortly after. I'm like, fuck, man, my perception is way off now. I think that's what sleep is like. That's my story about hitting the snooze button. Is that time went by a lot quicker than that 9 minutes. You know, that 9 minutes was an hour to me. I don't know how to explain it. I remember hearing that you don't really dream all night. You only dream towards the end, the REM stage. And that's where your eyes are darting around. Mine do that a lot. Not to say I'm in REM, just my eyes are fucked up. I hadn't thought about the REM part before. Maybe I have. So my perception of time can be different. So I'm guessing the muffin is in full mode now. I wasn't able to cry. And it will probably get stronger than this. I will get more philosophical. So I will try to keep that to the journal today and not so much the video, because I spent a lot of time yesterday just uploading video. I did create it all that day. So actually, it's almost impressive that I can record, I don't know, probably 2 to 3 hours of video, get it uploaded before the end of the day. But the live stream cameras, that ought to be cool. I could get online and chat with my heroes just whenever I fucking feel like it, and they could respond back to me, and we could have conversations. And it doesn't matter what time of day it is, because I don't get any fucking sleep. So as long as I'm not laying down, taking a shit, or going out shopping, or showing my neighbor Star Trek, or cooking, or doing laundry, as long as I'm not busy. That's actually not, the busy doesn't take up much part of my time. Not productive busy. I've got $1.25 left on my laundry card, so I have enough to wash a load, but I don't have enough to dry it. So I gotta wait another day or two. I could probably ask my neighbor if he wouldn't mind driving down to the grocery store. But I'm gonna see someone Sunday, today's Friday, and it's only a day and a half of waiting. I have enough food. I might have enough clothes. See, the priorities are straight there. The food, okay, check. Clothes, fuck. So the power's going down again. That's what that yellow symbol means. So I guess I'll be turning this off now. Bye-bye.